thank you for joining us within the Merriweather and Merriweather Heights community. Simon Wall is my name, and today I've got the fortune of having a brief chat with our lovely lady Juliet, who Juliet Clark lives in Merriweather, wears many different hats, has a strong passion and interest in yoga and just generally being very active. So I wanted to talk to you a bit about that before we segue into the wonderful work you're doing with the Hunter Medical Research. Could you give the viewers a bit of the background on me yoga and your inspiration there, I suppose?
Sure. Well, I started yoga when I was a young child because a friend of my mother's took up yoga with her family, and they went to India, and then, as kids do, you bend and stretch and enjoy, movement. And then some years ago I took up yoga again because I had a sciatic problem and I couldn't get rid of it. So I found that in yoga I could. And I've always enjoyed being healthy and wanting to be well, so I thought, oh, this is fantastic. And then one day I was on the yoga floor and I thought, I wouldn't mind teaching this.
Good one. So there's a lot of it's like a nerve on your back, or
it's in your hip.
Yeah. So a lot of people would be able to relate to that. How did yoga?
Just through the gentle movements and understanding the breath and how to move slowly and purposefully in and out of the poses.
Yeah.
There's a couple of poses that really do release the psoas muscle.
Okay.
So yeah, within about 2 months I was pain free.
Wow. And
I thought, this is marvellous. I'm not using any drugs and it's natural and it's free. I can do it myself.
Yeah.
So I was a convert and I went to yoga for about 4 years, and then I thought, oh, I think I could teach this. This would be a really good health interest as I age.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Excellent. Well, that's great. So breathing's certainly an important part of life, isn't it, really, when all is said and done. And I think it's a topic that people skim over a little bit, the importance of breathing well. Have you got any insights on, there's a lot of research out there about the medicinal benefits of breathing properly?
Oh, yes. Yeah. You, just to be able to stand up tall and walk, you need to be able to breathe properly from the bottom of your lungs, not from shallow breath from the top quarter of your lungs.
Yeah.
Because if you're not breathing properly, you suffer from a lot of tightness around the shoulders and the neck, shortness of breath, the voice sounds poor, it won't carry in delivery.
Yeah.
And your whole physicality changes, you begin to just crumble.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the skeletal structure begins to fall into places which then the muscles pull against the skeleton and you become quite sick.
Yeah. Interesting you talk about that, because you're doing some wonderful work with the Hunter Medical Research Institute, which I was fascinated to hear when we had a brief conversation last week about that. Could you give the people a bit of an insight on what you're about to embark on?
Oh, right. Well, following on from the yoga.
Yeah, that's right.
And walking.
And body movement.
And ageing healthfully.
Yeah.
4 years ago, I walked the last 3 days of the Camino de Santiago in Spain. And I enjoyed it so much, I thought I have to come back and do the whole thing, which is 790 kilometres, starting in the south of France from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, walking over the Pyrenees, over Napoleon's Pass, hopefully if the weather's good, and down into Roncesvalles, and then through Galicia to Santiago de Compostela.
790 kilometres, is there an itinerary on how much per day, or there's a bit of flexibility in how you approach?
If the feet are good and the body's good, you're looking at approximately 24 kilometres a day.
Yeah.
Some days will be 30, some days will be less. I'm hoping to take 3 days off for a rest over the 5 weeks that I'm giving myself to walk it.
Yeah.
And then with HMRI, I approached them with the idea that I could raise some money, and Glenn Turner, who's the chairman of HMRI a few years ago, walked his own Camino from Canterbury in England to Rome in Italy.
Wow.
And it took him 3 months. Wow. And he called his walk the 3D Healing Walk. So he said, why don't you use that name? Or have your own? I said, no, that's fine, I'll use that, it's already there. And people are probably already aware of it. So we're calling this the 3D Healing Walk 2016. And the 3Ds stand for depression, dementia and diabetes. So any money that's donated to this walk through a link for HMRI will go directly to research.
We'll put some show notes in around how people can follow your journey, perhaps, and how we can contribute to the research, the wonderful work behind the scenes that the Hunter Medical Research are doing. So, and this walk will start next month.
Yeah, I leave St John on the 10th of September. Over the Pyrenees, and you can follow my journey. I've got a blog called 3dhealingwalk2016.tumblr.com. So you can watch that. There's a Facebook page, but the link to HMRI to donate is on Tumblr blog. It's also on the Facebook page, which is also called 3D Healing Walk 2016.
Fantastic. Good for you. Well, there you go, one of the inspirational people that live within our community. I know there's many of you out there like this, and if you can take a short little bit of inspiration from Juliet, today's video has been well worth it. So thanks for your time, and we hope you have a great week.
Thank you.
No worries.